My name is Scher, and welcome to my spinning sidekick tutorial. Now before we begin, it's important that you know how to do a really good sidekick. Now if you watch my sidekick tutorial that's on my YouTube channel, it gives you a great breakdown of what the kick is. So after you know how to do a good clean sidekick, let's break down exactly what a spinning sidekick is. A turning would be following your belly button or going forwards to do the sidekick with the back leg. A spinning sidekick, your back leg picks up and you follow your buttocks around backward 180 degrees to throw a sidekick. Let's break this spinning sidekick down into 3 steps. Step number 1, you invert your lead leg or your front leg so that the toes point towards the back foot. Step number 2, turn your head over your back shoulder so far that you can see your target. This may involve spinning your body and your hips a little bit, which is okay. Step number 3, pick up your back leg into a full chamber position, heel and kicking butt cheek both pointed towards your target, standing foot fully pivoted away from your target. Extend your leg, pull your leg back, and then put your leg back where you started. After you've got the 3-step spinning sidekick down, you can try a little bit faster, combining the steps into one movement. Now, to keep yourself from overbalancing, overspinning, or falling down and hurting yourself, you could try holding onto a wall or a bar to practice this kick. You could do it the 3 steps, or try it a little bit more smoothly using the bar for support. After you've practiced the kick on the bar and you've got the motion, you could step away from the bar and try the kick in the center of the room in one motion. One of the most common mistakes when practicing the spinning sidekick is overspinning. When I say spinning, people think dervish style, spinning around like a top. But that's not what I mean by spinning. When you walk forward, you put one foot in front of the other. If you walk backwards, you put one foot behind the other. It's the same kind of motion. You're going towards your target, not spinning centripetally in a circle. So when you throw the spinning sidekick, don't push yourself around to spin. Just look over your shoulder and pick your leg up, and your body will already be in the right position. With a spinning sidekick, you want to stop at butt angulation. Your butt cheek, your heel, and your standing heel all pointed towards your target for an extension and a rechamber. Another big common mistake that people make in the spin sidekick is they forget to rechamber. After you extend your leg, it's very important to pull the leg back to your chest. If you don't do this, then the likelihood of you overspinning increases. The pullback actually serves to cease the momentum, just like the kick out serves the same purpose. Once you've got the basic kick down, I recommend you practice the double spin sidekick. So you spin sidekick, pull it back, and then throw another sidekick before you put your leg down. Throwing this second sidekick will ensure that you've achieved the right position and will force you to rechamber correctly at least on that first kick. A common mistake when performing a spin sidekick is not lifting the leg high enough soon enough. The kick should almost come as a stomping motion into your target. So if your leg is lower than your target, when you throw the kick out, you won't be stomping on it. You won't have gravity and your body weight behind the kick. You'll just have the force of your leg coming up at the target, which is not very much. To make the spin sidekick powerful, you need to get the knee high enough, soon enough. A way to do this is to put a chair or a stack of pads or some obstacle right in front of where you're kicking. Then as you come around, make sure your leg clears the obstacle before you throw your strike. Make sure that the standing foot stops in a fully pivoted position. If you overspin and the standing foot continues to rotate after you've hit your full pivot position, then you're not going to be able to deal as effectively with the rebound force generated from the kick. One of the dangers of spinning too much and not pulling the knee back and maintaining a full pivot is that you expose your center to your target as you come around. If you're not fully pivoted on the retraction of the kick, then your belly button could be facing towards your target. Once you've got that controlled, powerful spinning sidekick, you can throw 2 of them without overspinning, it's important to develop accuracy. I recommend, just like in my sidekick tutorial, using a ping pong ball hanging from a kite string from the ceiling as a target. Line yourself up with the kite string, the ping pong ball, spin around backwards, see it, and make only your heel hit the ball. Don't come up into it, don't hit the string, don't miss it, don't let it hit your toes. You want to come around and make sure that your heel only hits the ping pong ball. This will help you develop the kind of accuracy you need to effectively use a spinning sidekick. If your opponent is too far away from you and you throw the spinning sidekick and you fall short, you've managed to recover because we can throw 2 of these kicks. But a trick you can use to close that gap is to throw a sliding spinning side kick. So as you get around and you start extending the side kick out, push off the standing foot and slide across the floor about a foot. This will close that gap and allow you to strike your opponent and actually give you a little boost in power as you do it. In order to practice the kick with full power, I recommend using it against a heavy bag, or at least a Wave Master, so you have something to really feel your kick make impact on. You'll find that if you extend the leg too soon or too late, your toes will hit, or you'll miss the pad altogether, or you'll end up doing a funky version of the hook kick. Make sure you get your head around to see the target before you throw the kick. One of the most common errors in the spin side kick is spinning and kicking without taking your head with you. When we did the 3 steps at the beginning of this tutorial, the second step was to turn your head and look at your target. Once people start doing this fast, they completely forget about that step. If you can't see your target might move, or you might not hit it. Another great variation of the spinning side kick is a jump spinning side kick. Now there are 3 versions of the jump spinning side kick you can do, all with the exact same spinning side kick that we just did. The first and most common variation is you pick the back leg up, start the spin, get that momentum going, and then take off of one leg, tuck the bottom leg, and throw that spinning side kick. The second variation is you take off of 2 legs, so you jump off both legs, pick into your chest, spin around with both legs in the air, throw the side kick, and then land on one leg, generally the non-kicking leg, and then putting the kicking leg down. The third variation is jump off of 2 legs, throw the spinning side kick, and then land on 2 legs. So at no point are you only standing on one leg. This is the most difficult variation of the jump spinning side kick. Now let's talk about using the spinning side kick in application. So if you're sparring, when do you throw a spinning side kick? The most common mistake I see people make is when they see an opening that could be hit by a spinning side kick, they just throw one. A spinning side kick is a highly telegraphed technique. If you want to learn more about telegraphs, check out my telegraph reading tutorial on this YouTube channel. The spinning side kick is a highly telegraphed technique. So throwing it point blank will give your opponent plenty of time to counter it. The 2 most common things that people do in reaction to spinning side kick are move away or move forward and jamming it. My favorite is to jam it. If your opponent moves forward when you're throwing a spin side kick, they will end up behind you. And if they're behind you, they can just punch you in the back of the head in the rib cage, step on the back of your knee, you'll fall over, and you'll be in a very bad place. So, in my opinion, you should never throw a spinning side kick as a solo technique. The spinning side kick is very effective as part of a combination when your opponent is moving away from you. So if you're following them, you throw a lead leg side, you jab cross, then they're starting to move backwards, you can throw a spinning side kick because there's no way they'll be able to jam it. They might avoid it by moving backwards, but they won't be able to get a dominant position on you. Let's say your partner's already jammed you and you're too close to them. You can use a variation of the jump spin side kick called a fading jump spin side kick, where you're going to jump away from your opponent as you throw that spinning side kick. Now this is fine as a solo technique because your partner is already behind you. You want to get away from them and open that gap up, and while doing so, you want to throw a side kick to keep them from closing it again. So a fading jump spin side kick is a very effective technique. A drill you can use to develop this is have someone chase you while holding a kicking shield. And as they chase you, you jump backwards and spin side kick and try to strike it with your heel to stop them from reclosing the gap. Thank you so much for watching my spinning side kick tutorial. Please don't forget to share, comment, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. If you check out my Facebook page, Kicking Higher, I perform a weekly, every Friday at 3, webinar where we can interact live and you can ask me any questions that you might have, and I cover different topics that I also touch on in these videos.